But the basic message is you have to take responsibility for the actions of your algorithms. You know, especially when it comes to social media, they always try to protect themselves by appealing to freedom of speech, that we don't want to censor our users. And I agree, we should be very, very careful about censoring human users, but the companies need to take responsibility for their algorithms.
And you write about this idea that you believe that the companies need to have true liability for the algorithm itself. We've been having this liability debate, as you know, in the social media landscape, Section 230, for a very, very long time. And it hasn't happened, right? So social media has not been liable for either the content itself.
Because it muddies the water. Whenever you raise the issue, they go to freedom of speech. We are not responsible for what our users say, and we don't want to censor them, and I generally agree. But, you know, it's basically like, I don't know, the editor of the New York Times. If he or she publishes something on the front page, they can't say that I'm not responsible for my choice to put it on the first page. What we should say to Twitter and Facebook and so forth, you're not responsible for what your users are writing. But if your algorithms decide to promote, to disseminate a specific...
But what happens if your algorithm is writing it? If the algorithm is writing
then you're definitely liable for what your algorithm is writing.
Where do you land on somebody like Elon Musk, who has made the argument and bought Twitter with this idea that information should be free, and that information not only should be free, but will inform and help a thriving democracy?
Information isn't truth. Most information in the world is junk. Most information is lies and fantasies and fictions. The truth is a rare and costly and complicated kind of information.
But do we want the fantasy then? Or should fantasy be allowed?
Yes, it should be legal. I mean, we're not saying ban it, but if you think that you just flood the world with information and the truth will float up, no, it will sink. This is why you need institutions like newspapers, like universities, like courts, who specialize in sifting through. As the manager of a major media company that decides what the attention of the public goes, you have a responsibility to know how to tell the difference between reliable and unreliable information.
You layer AI on top of it and it gets a lot more complicated. Yuval, the book is called Next.